Everyone, I'd like to open the meeting. Can you please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Is there any public comments this morning on agenda items only? Hearing none, can we review the minutes of the February 10th meeting? Signed by all of us.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Personnel items.
Yes, I have a couple items for information this morning. One is for the retirement of Fred Yerg, our maintenance director, effective 5/1/26. And Fred is going to be retiring. He's been with us for 24 and a half years. We also have resignation from Brock Sackett in our Soil Conservation District, effective 3/13/26. For information, we'd like to be able to approve the hire of Lindsay Chambers for our drug and alcohol assistant administrator position at $70,000 per year with benefits effective 3/23/26.
I'll make a motion for approval.
I'll second.
Thank you, guys. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
The next item for approval is to hire Kayla Hurler as a caseworker 1 in family services at $21.06 per hour with benefits effective 3/9/26.
I'll make the motion for approval.
I'll second the motion.
Thank you. All those in favor give their consent by saying aye.
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 The next item I have is to approve the hire of Susan Blackwell as a part-time on-call corrections officer at $18 per hour, no benefits, effective 2/13/26.
I'll make a motion for approval.
I'll second.
All those in favor give their consent by saying aye.
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 The next item I have for approval is to hire Adelaide Newman as part-time on-call corrections officer at $18 per hour with no benefits, effective 2/17/26.
I'll make the motion for approval.
I'll second the motion.
Thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Also for approval today, we have a status change for Madeline Capaldo, going from her intern position to a full-time conservation stewardship technician at the Soil Conservation District at $20 per hour with benefits effective 3/9/26.
I'll make a motion for approval.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Up next, we have a proclamation for Pennsylvania 4-H Week.
Ms. Taylor, would you like to take the floor?
Sure, can I actually have the kids read?
Yeah,
100%.
sure.
We'd love that.
If they want to come up to the podium, that'd be great. If not, that's...
Come on, River.
Thank you so much for coming today.
Yeah, thank you. So do you just want to read?
Yeah?
You go right ahead.
Floor's yours.
So, hi everyone, I am Taylor H. I'm the 4-H educator for Tioga County, and we're here to read the 4-H proclamation because from next week is actually PA 4-H week, and we're kind of here to promote 4-H throughout the week. And we're going to have Morgan and River, or Morgan read the proclamation. Yep.
Whereas 4-H is America's largest youth development organization, supporting nearly 6 million youth across the country, and whereas 4-H has helped 247 youth in Tioga County to become competent, independent, resilient, and compassionate leaders as they learn by doing, and whereas 4-H in Pennsylvania is delivered by Penn State Cooperative Extensions in rural areas, small towns and cities in 67 countries of the Commonwealth to more than 77,000 youth ages 5 to 18. Whereas 4-H youth in Pennsylvania, all served by a network of staff members and more than 6,000 adult volunteers who engage and mentor youth in learning activities and hands-on projects and topics such as animal science, civic engagement, STEM, and health wellness. Whereas Pennsylvania 4-H Week showcases the incredible way that 4-H inspires kids to achieve the highlight remarkable 4-H youth in Tioga County who worked each day make a positive impact on those around them. And whereas 4-H's network provide youth with opportunities for leadership, development, career exploration, problem solving, friendships, community, involvement, passion, and purpose. Now therefore, we do hereby proclaim March 15th through 21st, 2026 as Pennsylvania 4-H Week throughout Tioga County and encourage our citizens to acknowledge and celebrate 4-H for its valuable service and continue efforts to empower youth with a foundation of success for a lifetime.
Thank you, Morgan.
Thank you very much.
Yes, we can. And we're excited, next summer, we get to host the national competition for 4-H for it's the
WEP program, so Wildlife Habitat Education Program.
in Mansfield at the University at Mill Cove. So we're excited to host that next year. So big things coming. It's a great program we have. Taylor's a great spokesperson, and she actually has to have a helper. She has so much going on. So it's thank you, Taylor, for all you do for the county.
Terrific. That's great.
Thank you. Are you guys gonna hang around for a photo afterwards? With
We
you
can.
guys?
Yeah, we can. Yeah, and on top of 4-H Week, we're actually, a group of us are actually doing 35 classrooms for Ag Literacy next week, so we'll be out in the ground running.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll make a motion to approve the proclamation for 4-H week.
I'll second.
All those in favor, give their
Aye.
consent by saying aye.
Aye.
Next up, we have a proclamation for Development Disabilities Awareness Month.
Yep, Steve, absolutely.
You can turn it out. Yeah.
So on behalf of the Pennsylvania Treasury, we have a bound proclamation for Developmental Disabilities Awareness Month. My name is Steve Shope from Pennsylvania Treasury, and as is typical Tioga County, the turnout for this is phenomenal. We have a global messenger for Special Olympics, Annie Schaffler, with us. She's going to read the formal part of the proclamation at the end where it's resolved. But there's a lot of people in this room that came out to not only support Developmental Disabilities Awareness Month, but to support Annie in this, including folks from Partners in Progress, Irene Morgan, I heard UPMC, certainly her parents are here in the front row. So thank you all for being here. And like I say, I'm going to read through the majority of the proclamation, and Annie's going to read the part that makes this all very official for us. So, under the seal of the Pennsylvania Treasury, established 1777, proclamation. Whereas every March is designated as Developmental Disabilities Awareness Month by the National Association of Councils on Developmental Disabilities, and whereas Developmental Disabilities Awareness Month highlights how all people can work together to build stronger communities by raising awareness about inclusion of people with disabilities in all parts of the community. And whereas the Tioga County Commissioners have proclaimed Developmental Disabilities Awareness Month to be recognized countywide. And whereas Congress passed the ABLE, Achieving a Better Life Experience Act in 2014 that allowed states to create and administer ABLE savings programs. And whereas Pennsylvania's ABLE savings program, PA ABLE, launched in 2017 to provide an opportunity for Pennsylvanians with disabilities and their families to save and build financial assets without impacting important benefits they rely on. And whereas the Pennsylvania Treasury Department administers the PA ABLE savings program, and whereas with PA ABLE, Pennsylvanians living with disabilities are empowered to save tax-free for a secure future and live more independently. And whereas PA ABLE provides the opportunity to save and pay for day-to-day living costs and larger expenses like assistive technology, home and vehicle adaptations, and more. And whereas more than 12,000 PA ABLE account owners have saved now more than $200 million for disability-related expenses. And I will turn it over to Annie to finish this up for us.
Now, therefore be it resolved that Pennsylvania Treasurer Stacy Garrity, on behalf of Pennsylvania Treasury Department and the residents of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, extends her deep gratitude and appreciation to the Tioga County Commissioners for their dedication and commitment to enhancing the lives of their residents by recognizing Developmental Disabilities Awareness Month. Signed, Stacy Garrity, Pennsylvania Treasurer.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do that. We're gonna go out by the bell and get a photo, so anybody that would like to join us out there, we would like to have you all come.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thanks for taking the time to be here today.
Okay, thank you everyone for your patience.
I'll make a motion to approve Developmental Disabilities Awareness.
Strongly second that.
All those in favor? Aye.
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 That's nice.
Next up is to adopt resolution R426 for designation of an agent for hazard mitigation.
All right. I'll read it, and then if you want to speak about it, Marty. Sure. Okay. Be resolved, Tioga County Board of Commissioners, that Marty Shablowski, Deputy Director of EMA, is hereby authorized to execute for and in behalf of Tioga County, a public entity established under law of Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, require forms and documents for purpose of obtaining financial assistance for hazard mitigation grant program or pre-disaster mitigation program under the Robert T. Stafford Disaster Relief and Emergency Assistance Act. A flood mitigation assistance, FEMA program, repetitive flood claims program, and severe repetitive loss program under the National Flood Act, National Flood Insurance Act, Flood Insurance Reform, and we approve it and pass on this 10th day of March, certified by our clerk, Janice Chamberlain. Okay, so we are authorizing you to be our spokesperson pretty much for all.
Yeah, it just gives me permission to sign off on the grant paperwork.
Okay. Well, I'll make a motion to approve that for sure. You've
I'll
been
second
heavily
that.
involved, so.
Thank you for.
Yeah, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Yeah, thank you so much, Marty. We can't tell you how grateful we are for all the work that you all
She's
done.
already signed, so it's good to go.
Next up is a request by the Sheriff's Office to use the green on April 4th for a bunny trunk hop event.
That was fun.
I'll make the motion to approve.
I'll second the motion.
Thanks, guys. All those in favor? Aye.
Next up is for the use of the green on June 27th for children and youth to hold our annual child abuse awareness event.
I'll make a motion to approve the event usage.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Up next is for the use of the green on August 1st for the Relay for Life event from 8 a.m. to 11 p.m.
I'll make the motion for approval.
I'll second the motion for approval.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Up next is for the reappointment of Louise FICA and Bob Goodrich to the Tioga County Housing and Redevelopment Board for a 5-year term beginning May 1st.
If they both accept, I'll make the nomination for both.
I'll make the motion for approval, or second.
Second it. Just a point of order, though. Who knew it was Alan? It says on there, Alan Goodrich. Who knew? All those in favor give their consent by saying aye.
Aye.
Congratulations, Alan.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's Bob.
Next is for the North Central Regional ATV Trail, NRAP funding of $3,000 in partnership with Clinton and Potter counties from Act 13.
I'll make a motion for approval.
I'll second the motion. Any discussion?
Any discussion?
So the county's partnering with Potter and Clinton County to create the Northeast Regional ATV COG. And we originally committed $5,000 to the COG, but as we've set up the program, we found the need for some additional funding. So all three counties are going to their respective boards to ask for an additional $3,000 to help get this off the ground. We still have some legal work to do. We're holding a large meeting tonight up in Black Forest to talk to our municipalities in the three counties. So there's a lot to do over the next year, and this additional funding would again finish the COG establishment and some of those legal fees.
And just because we use so many acronyms all the time, what's COG stand for? Do you remember?
Council of Government.
Council of Government.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff that like when I came in, I need a list of all of it. Just gets rattled off, and I know that people watching, online or whatever, they'll be like, "What's a COG?" So I just wherever we can, if I remember, we'll try to explain things. All those in favor give their consent by saying aye.
Aye.
Next up is for the Central PA Food Bank for $15,000 from Act 13. Advanced funds will be reimbursable from the state.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Is there any discussion?
I mean, we still don't have our state contract. Some of that delay was related to the state budget impasse until November. So we are still getting under contract, but we want to make sure that our constituents aren't without those resources. So,
Yeah.
and again, we'll get reimbursed once that contract is finalized.
Yep, and I think it's important to take care of our most vulnerable people, right?
Yep.
All those in favor,
Aye.
give their consent by saying aye.
Aye.
Next up, we have the renewal of agreements between some municipalities for the tax collection.
I'll make a motion for approval.
I'll second the motion for approval.
Any discussion?
These are just continuations of existing agreements where the county has stepped in as tax collector where there was a vacancy in that position.
Yeah, and then how does that work, Josh? And I apologize, I was unable to make it to the work session, but I did have a question. Like, are they terms like for a certain amount of years or just?
The agreements are for 4 years. However,
Yep.
the position does go back on the ballot in 2 years.
Okay.
And if there's somebody elected to the position, then it becomes null and void.
Okay. All right. Thank you for that. All those in favor?
Aye.
Next is an agreement with BSC Mechanical for a 1-year preventative maintenance for the HVAC at the courthouse, armory, document retention, Tokichi Human Services, and the prison for $6,500.
I'll make a motion to approve that contract.
I'll second.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Next up is another 1-year preventive maintenance agreement for HVAC for the 8 tower sites, Human Services, and the 911 Center for McClure Company for $4,990.
I'll make the motion for approval.
I'll second the motion.
All those in favor? Aye.
Next is Enterprise Fleet Management for the lease of a 2026 Ford F-550 for the maintenance department. It's a 5-year lease for $2,300 a month, and that will be paid out of liquid fuels.
I'll make the motion for approval.
I'll second the motion. I think we had a discussion last week. We were going to see what the cost for maintenance is part of
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, it's probably right there in the lease. I think. If you slide it down here, I'll tell you.
I know a portion of that covers the maintenance for the vehicle as well.
It's 75, almost $80 a month.
It's not a big
For the lease, so it is not a large portion of it. But yeah, maintenance is included in that cost.
Okay, I have a motion and seconded. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Next up is MCM Consulting Group, update the countywide hazard mitigation plan for $63,954, and it is 100% grant funded.
I'll make a motion for approval.
I'll second and just add that Scott came to our work session and gave us an in-depth overview of everything. So thanks again for all you're doing with that group and helping getting this set up. So.
I have a motion on the floor and properly seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Next is a flood study scope of work from the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers to include a detailed base flood evaluation study from Elkland to Potter County border.
Erica, do you want to speak to this?
I can,
Yeah,
yes.
that'd be great.
So the Army Corps, after a meeting we had about 2 weeks ago now, realized the need that we had to move forward some of our grant funding that'll be coming out of the flood, that we need the base flood elevations in some of our communities to know what elevations we should, potentially elevate houses to, also the velocities that are associated with that. Upon realizing that the study ended, the only detailed study was just outside of Elkland, they have agreed to do from Elkland the whole way to the Potter County line on the Cowanesque River. So we will have detailed maps for the Cowanesque River with base flood elevations and velocities. They're going to be surveying, I think it was 24 bridges and so many surveys every mile to give us the information that we need. And then this will be able to feed into future studies that we have requests in for.
And what is the timeline? Like if they were to get approval this month, say, would they start right away? Or?
Yeah, they're hoping within a year that we would have, so that we would be eligible. We know that a lot of the grant funding coming to us will be for about 2027. So they are hoping to have all the information ready to go for us as quickly as possible, and they were able to move this incredibly quickly to get us moving.
Can you talk about some of the positive impacts this would have to that area?
Yeah, so I'll just use Westville as an example with the grant funding. Anybody that is interested in elevating their home would currently need to get their own study to figure out how high the house would have to be elevated and what the velocity would be, which would determine how you can elevate that. So by us doing the whole project, we would take that cost off of the homeowners, and that would go forward for anyone wanting to build in the future. They would have that information, they wouldn't have to go get a separate study, we would have all that information already able to provide for them, which would also help the municipalities with their floodplain ordinance management. There is a lot less paperwork and information behind it that they need to get out of people and understand. Some of it's pretty complex. So this will give us a lot of that information for people to use going forward. Also, I have a personal belief that the more information we can give people to make educated decisions about where they're putting their houses and how much money they're putting into things is a good step forward.
Sure.
Dan, would you like to add to that?
Yeah, with the DR monies that are coming available when it comes to like the home rehab stuff, we're gonna have to build above base plane elevations a certain amount to meet flood requirements. And so we really couldn't technically probably spend those monies without having that information available to renovate and rehab those homes. I think it's really important to be done.
And I should also say, it's 100% funded.
Yeah, so they'll be looking for $126,000 over the next 12 months. So that's it, yeah. Probably good bang for the buck instead of all the folks paying for it individually in time and all that stuff.
Exactly,
So
yeah, that it can really add up to all the homeowners that have to
yeah.
do that.
Great.
Has there been any communication to the municipalities about
You
this?
said what, Cowanesque, or not, sorry, you said Westfield and,
Yeah, we've now
Brookfield?
been to Westfield, Knoxville, and Deerfield Township this week and mentioned it to the municipalities that we met with. They weren't full boards, but they were key people in each of those areas, and they were all in favor and in support of this.
Okay.
Great.
I just want to make sure we have support from the municipalities. Right? We don't want to tell them what to do. We want to be good partners with them and help them be successful. So thank you for going to those meetings.
I'll entertain a motion for approval.
I'll make the motion for approval.
I'll second motion for approval.
All those in favor? Aye.
Next up is with an agreement with Wilson Consulting Group to do the Wellsboro intersection improvement, the engineering construction consultation for $132,465. The expense is 100% reimbursable from our DCNR grant. This was tabled at the February 10th meeting.
I'll make the motion for approval.
I'll second motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Up next is the Repsol Oil and Gas 5-year lease of 127.3 acres of county-owned mineral rights in Union Township.
I'll make motion for approval.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Next is the Department of Human Services, 17 agreements, and that listing is attached.
We had an opportunity to review these at the work session, so I'll make the motion for approval.
I'll second motion for approval.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
And then next is the for information of the board, the payroll and benefits and accounts payable.
Okay. Is there anything else you guys want to add? As far as Commissioner News or?
Yeah, so we've worked with a study I've kind of talked about a couple times with MCM going out to evaluate how efficient we are, I think, with our ambulance companies, fire companies, but also we want to be good partners with them and talk about maybe doing like a non-competitive grant opportunity for those folks to come to the county. We can use some Act 13 money to help offset some of their costs because it's not cheap to run these agencies. So I like the idea of helping support them both with our word of mouth, but also financially, if we could.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, Lisa's put together an application. And I don't know if you want to speak to anything, Lisa, but I think it is important that we come alongside our ambulance associations and our fire departments. We've received 3 requests this year for financial help. I know a lot of those departments are talking to the municipalities as well. So we want to be good partners, not only with the associations but in departments, but the municipalities. So yeah, really looking forward to figuring out how we can equitably provide some Act 13 funding to our fire departments and ambulance associations.
Yeah, recognizing that all of our fire departments are still 100% volunteer. Some of our ambulance associations have had to take the steps to go paid, which is a huge expense. The goal would be to keep our fire departments in a volunteer status, but volunteerism is slowly slipping away. It's become very difficult. So the recruitment and retention portion, even if we can give support that helps defray a little bit of that cost to get people in the door and keep them there, is for the benefit of the entire county.
Sure.
Yeah, thank you
Couldn't agree
for
more.
all your work on that, Lisa.
I mean, do we have to do anything formal to kind of get a program set up, or how do we have to do that? I mean, because I would personally make a motion to move forward with an opportunity to equitably get some Act 13, make a plan to equitably get some Act 13 money in the hands of our fire departments and ambulance associations for kind of a narrow scope of work. I know retention's a big thing we've talked about. Maintenance of equipment to aid the response, right? I mean, I think we have a on the EMS side in some areas of our community, we have a response issue.
Yeah.
And we hear about some of the equipment that's failing. So I think if we can kind of focus on maybe 3 or 4 of those areas.
Yeah, when we think about the cost of equipment alone, most people don't recognize that a stretcher just to put in the back of an ambulance is over $70,000 now.
Yeah.
You know, a piece of equipment that we used to be able to buy for $5,000 is now no longer
80,
in existence.
Yeah.
I mean, between 70 and 80,000 just to replace a stretcher. And they, unfortunately, they run out of life as well.
Yeah.
You know, they have to be replaced on a regular basis. So.
Well, and that technology is needed in Tioga County because our volunteers are the aging population as well. A lot of them have been doing it for 20 or 30 years, and you know those stretchers have power lift and you know all kinds of great features that help these folks continue to respond and load patients in the back of the ambulances and stuff. So I know we're excited to come alongside our associations and our fire departments to help them out. And again, I would make a motion to proceed with the plan to figure out how we're going to do that.
I would second the motion then.
All those in favor, give their consent by saying aye.
Aye.
I also want to put just a brief plug in for our ambulance associations, Lisa and the folks on the steering committee for the ambulance associations. We met last Monday and talked about doing an in-person EMT training in Tioga County. And I believe right now we have a plan to work with local trainers in Tioga County, our ambulance associations, LTS, to bring back an in-person EMT training. We heard from our departments that that's what they want and that's what our community needs. So we're excited about that. Instead of only training 5 EMTs a year and maybe getting 2 or 3 certified, we would have the opportunity to train up to 24 at a time. And you know, hopefully we're getting 10 and 15 or maybe even 20 new EMTs in Tioga County annually. So I think we're trending in the right direction to meet some of these needs in our community.
Is there any public comment this morning? If so, please come to the podium and state your name.
Sure. My name is Wayne Gray. I'm a resident here in Wellsboro. I'm just curious about the status of the data center. I know you're on revision 3, and I know no ordinance is ever 100%. Is it finally approved as of Rev 3?
It has been approved. Yep.
So it's now in force?
It is.
Okay, that was my basic question.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll entertain a motion for adjournment.
I'll make a motion.
well,
Sorry.
No, sorry, Chris.
Speak up.
Yeah, sorry. Sure. I just wanted to touch base, gentlemen. We're going to be having the tree dedication April 25th on the green for the Liberty tree. And then also, I just wanted to touch base with you again about the flagpole and make sure that that was going to be good to go with that.
We had on what, 25 feet for the height? That was
Somewhere around 20, 25 at the most, I would think.
I have no objection. I mean, I don't know any.
No, yeah.
Okay.
And the funding, you guys would
It'll
fund that?
be $3.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you for bringing this up. And, yeah.
Absolutely.
All right. I'll make a motion for approval.
Sure.
Do we need to?
Adjourn. Yes.
For adjournment? All those in favor? Aye. Okay, Tioga County Salary Board. Is there any public comment? Hearing none. The minutes.
Thanks, Chris.
Yeah.
Thank you for February 10th.
I'll make a motion for approval of the minutes.
I'll second.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
There's just a couple items for salary board this morning. The first is a request to create the following listed positions there at Department of Human Services. These are positions that are transferring back to the county from CME.
Oh, okay,
Alrighty.
great.
I'll make a motion for approval.
I'll second motion for approval.
All those in favor? Aye.
the next item I have is to request to change the hours work per week for the 3 judicial line staff and domestic relations from 37.5 to 40, effective 1/26/26. And the additional cost is going to be funded by DRO.
Yep.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All those in favor, give their consent by saying aye.
Aye.
And I'll entertain a motion for adjournment.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, we'll open up the Tioga County Retirement Fund Board with public comment. Hearing none. I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes from the February 10th meeting.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second on the floor. All those in favor with aye?
Aye.
Aye.
Up next, we have CNN February 2026 management fee of $20,764.82.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second motion for payment.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor with aye?
Aye.
Up next is the Foster and Foster quarterly retainer payment for the quarter ending 5/31/26 for $6,828.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor with aye?
Aye.
Aye.
And next is just for information of the board, some retirement and refund options.
All right, we will adjourn the Tioga County Retirement Fund Board, and I will hand it over to Commissioner Van Loon.
Thank you, sir. Call order at 10:43, the Tioga County Election Board. Any public comment on election topics at this time? Seeing none, I'll look to move for a motion for approval for the minutes from February 10th.
I'll make the motion. for approval.
I'll second it.
First and second, all in favor, vote with aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. For information, we're getting closer each day. We've already gone, well, today is the last day for circulation of and filing nominations for petitions. You see other dates there down below. Anything else outside these listed dates, Ms. Alexander?
We are seeking some dedicated poll workers
Okay.
for the upcoming elections for Wellsboro Ward 1 and also for Farmington Township,
What are the requirements for that?
just to be a registered voter.
Okay.
What
In the
position?
county?
What positions mainly?
So for Wellsboro Ward 1, we're looking for a majority and minority inspector, and Farmington, we're actually looking for a judge of elections.
Okay, and the judge of elections cannot be a township supervisor or somebody.
Right, they wouldn't be able to be an auditor or anything like that,
Okay.
any of the townships.
Okay. Great. Anything else? Malachi, anything?
No.
Today's the next day for petitions, so we're waiting for the rush.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure. Thank you for the updates.
Yes.
Seeing nothing else, we'll move for adjournment from the election board at 10:44.
Thank you all for coming.
Thank you, guys.
Sounds good.